Welcome back.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk at the same time.
No, you're fine.
Welcome back, everybody.
Jinx.
Yes.
We're ready to recap our trip, guys.
Yeah, we were MIA last week from the podcast, and that's because we were out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Out of town. We were just down the road.
Across the world.
Yeah.
And we have lots of fun facts and stories and updates for you guys. So if you listened to the last episode, that was before we went on this trip to Honolulu, Hawaii. For a buying trip. And quick recap, we had no idea what to expect. We thought we could have been trafficked.
We didn't know if we were going to like Fire Festival or if we were going to a legit market.
It just seemed too good to be true, honestly.
And that's kind of where we can start. We got invited to this market, and they paid for both of our flights and both of our hotel. And I was like, I mean, this is, and if you know it, like, I should start with, maybe some of people's business trips are like that. That's not our norm.
We always have to pay for it.
Pay our way every time we go. And the fact that this was in Hawaii, we're like, this literally feels kind of sketchy. Like, is this real? And we asked a bunch of the vendors we trusted, and they're like, yeah, we're going. It's real, you know. And even when we got there, that guy said, like, yeah, some people like didn't come because they didn't think it was legit.
They thought it was a scam.
But fair. But we decided we're going to take the gamble.
Because it was amazing.
Yeah. We're like, all right, we're going to try it out. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we did.
So glad we did. Yeah, there for a while we were like, oh, we can't do that. And then we were like, no, we're doing that. Why would we not take this opportunity? And again, we like went into it with an open mind because it's the first year that they've done this. The vendors put it together. A group of, what was it, like 35 vendors.
Like that.
They came together, and their whole goal was to create a buying experience that felt less transactional than like typically markets do, and make it more of an experience and really build relationships.
Like, for example, normally it's at the convention center, and there's just like hundreds of vendors and tons of buyers. And so you're like in and out within seconds. You really don't get to talk, and you certainly don't get to talk to other boutiques or anything like that because you're just so busy.
Yeah.
But this one was so different, and we loved that. We connected with so many other boutique owners. We connected with so many vendors, and they did just
found a
such
couple
nice
new
job.
vendors.
Yeah.
Revisited some vendors that we've kind of written off over the years. But we were so glad we revisited because they've changed things up a lot. And they also, like, from the vendor's perspective, they have forked over a ton of money over the years to these trade shows, and they don't get much out of it in terms of a relationship with buyers or these places. So they really wanted to create a whole new experience that was just completely different and more focused on fostering relationships and exclusivity versus just this massive, dollar amount. And they did. We were so impressed.
Would not have thought this was their first time putting this on.
I mean, we were
was
blown
so impressive.
away.
I mean, every detail was thought of. They were so welcoming, so on top of it. We were truly, I felt so impressed and so proud because we weren't sure what to expect. And kudos to all of them for putting that together. And
it was so awesome too. Like, every vendor we talked to when we were like shopping, they were like so curious if we had taken the time to like relax and enjoy the trip.
Oh my God,
they really wanted us
built
to
that into it.
They really did. Like,
that was like very important to them. And just the fact that it was more relationship based made the buying trip just so enjoyable. And so we just felt so grateful, and we felt so proud of the vendors too. Like, yes, we've gotten to know them and stuff, but like, we felt immensely proud just hearing them speak and like what they pulled off. It was great. I feel like they don't get enough credit for how much they freaking do.
It was so cool. And I mean, just to put it in perspective, like, these guys literally got all of their samples, all of their racks over the ocean for this, which, like, that in itself is such a feat. And then to have their shit so together. I mean, I thought that there would be some hiccups for sure. And I'm sure there were behind the scenes, but like to us, it was so impressive. They did such a great job. They threw a luau the second night for everybody. And
it was
beautiful. It was like, I was expecting like a happy hour.
So was I. I was like, okay, it'll be like a happy hour. It was a full-blown, full table.
It was like a wedding.
Full meal, full bar, full performance of a luau. Like, it was so wonderful.
It was great.
And And the best part about the luau was it wasn't just like thrown for buyers. The vendors were there too, and I loved that.
Me too. Me too.
It's about both sides.
Yeah.
Like, so I love that. But
and
anyways,
we never get to do that. Like when we go to markets, like when we leave for the day, like we'll go out to dinner, but like we never are in like. Yeah, I really loved that.
I did too.
I loved that we got to like see people that we shopped with earlier and be like, "Hey,
we
it's
met
so
some
good
of
to
their
see you."
wives.
Yeah,
we met their families. We made like new vendor friends. We were laughing because we called Span after. We're like, "Oh my god, you would have loved him." You'd like,
yes.
It was just so great. I honestly
It
took
was.
so much from it, more than just like the clothing itself. So
Yeah,
that is all the technical side, and it was amazing. And we'll tell you obviously all the fun side of Hawaii that was also freaking
definitely
amazing.
like a core
memory,
entrepreneurial memory.
Oh, 100%.
And one of those moments where you're like, God, say yes to the opportunity. You know?
One day we were floating on rafts in the water and we looked at each other and we were like, the fact that we're like here right now
It was crazy.
feels so crazy, but also like, I'm so glad we said yes because we weren't going to at first. And I'm like,
me too.
I'm really glad we did.
And it took a lot of logistical work with kids
and husbands
sitters.
and because you know, Hawaii is a 6.5 or 6 hour time difference. So when we were waking up, our kids were like at school, almost ready to come home from school. We were like, what is happening?
Like it was like 1 p.m. At home whenever we were waking up.
Totally. So that was a challenge. Not even a challenge. It was just different.
Yeah.
And the jet lag, like we usually go to like Vegas or Dallas. Vegas is our biggest like time change, which is 3 hours. But Hawaii was 6, which is like half a day. It feels like
6 is a lot.
It's a lot, but we did it. We were so proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
The first day we stayed up.
Yeah.
We did not. It was just. It was great. It worked out great.
Yeah. Okay. So let's recap day by
let's
day.
just start from the beginning of the trip.
So Lauren was in Vegas.
Yes.
I flew Sunday morning to Vegas. We met at the airport.
Yeah, I was in Vegas for 2 days. So that actually helped me because I was on a 3-hour time change already. And I had 2 days to kind of like acclimate to that.
Yep.
And then Sunday, Elizabeth flew to Vegas. We met in the airport.
Yep.
And caught the same flight from Vegas to Hawaii on Sunday.
Side note, if you ever fly through Vegas, don't expect any signage of anywhere you're supposed to
my.
go or anyone helpful at all whatsoever.
Wild. But if you ever fly Hawaiian Airlines, they're wonderful.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They were really awesome.
That first flight that we're talking about, I left my Kindle on the plane and I said, we got there and I'm like, oh my God, I left my Kindle. Well, I'm never seeing that again.
Yeah, I was like, say bye.
Yeah.
Just buy a new one at this point.
And then we just started on with Market. And the next day they emailed saying like, we have your last.
Yeah.
I didn't even reach out to them because I was like, they're obviously not going to get that back.
Honestly, so crazy. Like
and
they
it was
reached
home
out to you
before I was home. Like it was wonderful customer service.
Yeah, and the flight was really comfortable. They like made it really fun and like kind of cultural, like Hawaii.
Yeah,
they all had their little Hawaiian shirts on
it was really
and
cute.
everything.
They were so friendly. And honestly, that flight was 6.5 hours from Vegas to there. But it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad at all.
We slept a little bit. We talked a little bit.
We'll get to the flight home. That was
I was like, don't even start there. So the flight there was great. Honestly, we got there and I was like, okay, that was not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
We left early in the morning though, so we kind of like napped type of thing, like getting ready for the day type of thing. And then we got there and we still had most of the day Sunday because of the time change.
Yeah, what was it, like 2:30 Hawaii
like
time
that.
when we landed?
I think
It was like
something like
2:30, and we were like, okay, we have to just like power through the rest of this day until like 9 p.m. Hawaii time, which is 3 a.m. our time.
Yeah. So imagine us trying to stay awake at 3 a.m. after a travel day, being in Vegas. So
we crushed it.
We crushed it. We decided we're like, okay, let's like go in, get showered, you just feel icky after playing.
Yeah.
So we checked in, and then we went down to see a few vendors who were setting up and just say hi and check out like the hotel and whatnot.
Such a blur.
And then I know I had to think back. And then we went across the street to this cool like rooftop.
We laid by the pool for a little bit. Remember, we got a drink at the
first
pool.
day?
And we met a couple boutique owners there that had been there for a few days already.
It's also blurry. You're right.
I know.
You're right. Yeah. So we laid at the pool for a little bit, got some drinks.
Yep. And then we went over to that
shower and-
rooftop
you're
bar.
right.
Yeah. And that was
fun.
good.
Yeah. We like met this girl there who was in the military and we were talking her ear off. She was great. We
Chatted
fucking
with
loved her.
forever.
She was just a hoot. We loved her.
Yeah.
So made a new friend. She wasn't there for Market. She was just there. She lived there. And then at that point we came home, it was 10:15.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, we can let ourselves
We
go to
did
bed
it.
now. We did it.
Yeah.
Because that's like the most important thing the first day is
Yes.
staying awake on their time or else
Yes.
you're screwed.
Yes.
So we did it. And then Monday and Tuesday were Market days. We spent all day until like 4 or 5 p.m. So like 9 to 4 or 5. Just talking to vendors and shopping. And
it was so fun when we like checked in. They gave us a real lei.
Yeah, a handmade lei, which people work really freaking hard on those.
And they had these little like passports for everybody to go to each vendor and get it stamped. And they had like these nice denim bags made for everybody and t-shirts and freebies. It was just so well thought out.
It was.
And we honestly found so much good stuff.
We really did.
We had no idea if this was going to be like most of the vendors were bringing just spring.
Right. There was a good mix.
Yeah.
We found stuff for spring, but we also found stuff for this winter.
I was so happy with everything we found.
I was really impressed.
And we were saying it was really nice that it was a little bit smaller than our markets typically are because sometimes when we leave, we're like, oh God, did we see everything? Like it feels so rushed and like we could confidently walk away from that and say that we saw every single item in those booths.
Which is so crazy because if you knew how many items were there, but we did.
We did. It was really
the other
cool.
thing before we get to what we did after each night, I want to clarify is my main bucket list item going to Hawaii was to go to Pearl Harbor. But the first day that we got there, we met these 2 women in the pool, and they were saying how part of it was closed for like not renovations. What do they call it when you like revamp something? Like restoration.
Restoration.
So part of it was closed for restoration. We were like, okay, well, that feels like we don't want to go there and not be able to like see the like. I want to go and like experience it. So that was kind of a bummer, but I would rather just wait. So I didn't get to go to my bucket list item. However, we had so much freaking fun that we could have stayed for weeks and found stuff to do. There's so much freaking stuff to do there.
Totally.
It's wild. But we made our way down to the ABC store at least 100 times, which if you know anything, that's like their little like CVS drugstore. And we were laughing because Elizabeth's husband was like, what are you guys doing at the ABC store? I keep seeing it come through. But it's like
water, wine, snacks.
Yeah, like we lived in that ABC store.
And it was like in the hotel basically.
Yeah.
So what did we do Monday night?
That's what I was, okay, so Monday we went to the market, and then after, where did we go to dinner?
Oh, we just went down and had dinner and drinks at the hotel restaurant.
Okay, so
and watched the sunset.
We started to get a little bit tired that night, so we were like, let's not overdo it night one. So we laid out the pool a little bit that night, didn't we? Yeah, we laid at the pool, and then we were like, why don't we just get food at their restaurant here and get a bottle of wine and we can just hang. And
it was great.
It was great. We still went to bed at like 10:30. Like we still hung until the time. I'm trying to think.
Didn't we turn on that documentary?
Oh, yeah. We turned on.
What did we watch? I forget.
I Am Killer?
Oh, no, Stalker.
Stalker. I Am Stalker.
Because that's the type of shit Lauren watches.
I fucking love that.
It was actually really
love
funny.
A really messed up documentary. It was funny. We were like just making commentary the whole time. So we were
the best
cackling.
part was what was the line we kept saying?
He said we had a nice
happy.
life. We were happy. And then she did fucked up stuff and I did fucked up stuff. We were like,
she did dumb shit and I did dumb shit.
She did dumb shit and I did dumb shit. We were happy. I'm like,
we were like,
oh my God.
That's relatable.
That feels toxic. But also relatable.
This guy's like a literal serial stalker.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's the one who also at the end murdered someone.
Yes.
But anyway, so we were watch that and just like relax because we knew we had to be on our feet all day the next day and go to market.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then Tuesday we had the luau at night.
Yes.
So we went to market all day, and then we went back, showered, got ready for the luau, and went down to that. That was at the hotel next door on this like beautiful like little outside terracey part.
Yeah, right by the
overlooking
ocean.
the water. Yeah. And that was great. They had like fire throwers and hula dancers and food and drinks, and
it was so impressive.
It was great. They had this guy there giving like the Hawaiian
like the tattoos. Yeah.
And they really thought of it all. So that was really fun. We did that, had some drinks, and then went back to go to bed that night. And then that was the end of market. But because we didn't come early, we stayed a day after to like just decompress. And with the time change, it's kind of silly to stay for like 2 days. You gotta stay for one more. So we were like, okay, we got all this way. Let's give ourselves one day to like have fun.
Yep.
So we did what anyone does, gets on the internet, looks up where we should go, blah, blah, blah. And making the decision took us way too long. However,
so many people were like recommending different beaches though.
Yeah, and then we didn't want to miss out on something. But we just decided, we're like, all right, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And actually my brother-in-law who used to live there, he was in the Navy, he had said to go to this beach and there's this little like market where you can get a sandwich and stuff. So we're like, okay, let's try that.
And that was Lanakai.
Lanakai, yeah.
Or was it? Didn't we go to the one a little further down? Lanikai is a great
somewhere
beach.
around there. We'll look it up and see, but somewhere around Lanikai.
Yeah.
We'll look up where the little market is, where you can buy the sandwiches and stuff. And that's where we went, just right in front of there.
Don't ask them for a fucking outlet.
No. There's like a park that you can have like an Uber drop you off. And then we walked down the beach a little bit, and there's all these little like coves that you can like tuck your stuff up in. So we got there, we set up shop, and we had our stuff neatly put in there.
We had floaties and a little cooler.
Yep, we had gotten drinks at ABC store. And a cooler, and we sat down, and like 5 minutes after we looked at each other, and we're like,
it was so nice.
Wow, when is the last time we have like
it was so nice.
Sat down like this, nothing to do, no kids to watch in the water, no mouths to feed.
Oh my God.
Like we had zero obligations that day. And when I say it was so rewarding.
It really was. It was crazy.
It was crazy. It was. So we spent.
And we got there at like 9 a.m. because we were up.
Yeah, because
we were there till what, like 4?
We spent all day.
We just laid on the beach.
We laid in those rafts in the water, and then we sat on the rafts as a chair on the side and let the water hit our feet.
Yep.
She read a book. I couldn't because my Kindle was lost. I listened to music. Like, it was so amazing. Then we went and walked to the market and got those sandwiches, and
sandwiches were so freaking good.
It was like this little shack. I was like, it's going to be gross. It was so good.
Oh my God. The sandwiches were so good. I feel like it's just called like Lanikai Market.
But we'll look it up. We'll look it up. But anyways, it was turquoise water.
And like the photos just never do it justice
at all. Neither do the videos. Like you just have to see it. And it was beautiful.
It was amazing.
So we did that. Spent all day there. And then finally at 4, we're like, maybe we should go back to the hotel, I guess, and take a shower. I mean, we could have slept there. Like if I brought a sleeping bag on that beach and I didn't think bugs were going to bite me, I would have slept there.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. So we...
this was our Uber.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yes. Okay,
so we get out into the parking lot, and we're waiting for our Uber, and we're like, okay, when you're not by the water, it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, let's go sit under this tree to get some shade. So we, once again, use our floaties as chairs, and we sit down on this tree, and Elizabeth's like, this tree is just so beautiful.
The trees there are incredible.
They really are. And so she took a picture, she sent it to Peter, and we're like oohing and awing over this tree. And our Uber driver gets there, first of all, in this small little car, and we're like, oh, is our shit going to fit?
Yeah, we had to like shove these floaties into his
I'm so
trunk.
sorry.
They're like full of sand.
And he had
I
a clean car. We were like, oh my God, we're getting sand everywhere.
Yeah.
So we hop in, and this beach was, what would you say, 35-ish?
Yeah,
30, from where we stayed?
40.
We stayed down in Waikiki, like downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was like a little drive, and it was not a bad drive at all.
I mean, the whole island, if we would have gone to like North Beach, which is at the opposite end of the island, that's only an hour. So like anywhere is not far to get there.
Right.
The only reason we really left that beach at that time is because we wanted to beat rush hour, wasn't it?
And we were like, all right, we're getting kind of hungry. We want to shower and beat rush hour. However, we realized that rush hour was going the opposite way.
Yes.
So it didn't really matter. But anyways, 4 was good.
Yeah.
We also started to get a little pink, and we were like, okay, maybe we should
felt
call
like
it.
I was frying that.
I didn't. I was into it. I did feel like you were kind of worrying about your skin. So we were like, okay, let's call it. So this Uber driver.
Yeah. This is where it gets good.
Wait a minute. We missed a key part, though.
What?
The night before at the pool. That was the sea turtles.
Oh,
that's how this all started. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we went to this beach, we were at the pool at the hotel the night that we went to dinner, and there's a bunch of sea turtles there. And so we're like looking at the sea turtle swimming, and we all of a sudden are like, but wait, does a sea turtle swim underwater or breathe underwater? Like, is this thing coming up for air?
Yeah, we started talking about just sea animals and how they breathe.
And Elizabeth's like, maybe it's an amphibian. And I'm like, no. And then like, wait, what qualifies it as an amphibian, or what qualifies it as a porpoise or a crustacean? Or so then we started getting on this spiral of sea animals. Yeah, and turtles do come out of the water to breathe. By the way,
yes.
They're not like ones that have gills that can take in oxygen. Search. We went on a long.
Well, because we started talking about like dolphins and whales.
Because then I said, well, wait a minute. I know how dolphins and whales breathe. They have that like hole. That's why they're porpoises. However, I'm just sitting here thinking like, how do sea animals freaking sleep?
Right. Like, do they just have their blowhole like out?
Up at the top? And they're just like floating up there. And like, what if a shark comes? Like, you're just dead meat for sleeping. Yeah. So we had to go down this rabbit hole because we were like, wait a minute. So we found out that whales sleep with half of their brains different throughout the day. They don't sleep for like 12 hours at a time. They sleep like 10-minute chunks throughout the day. Mm-hmm. And their one half of their brain will be sleeping. The other half is like they'll like circle, and they will just keep an eye out for predators. Yeah, it like keeps them somewhat alert for predators. They literally sleep with half their brain at a time. And we were like,
How the fuck did we not
I don't
ever
think I've
know
ever heard
this?
that.
Like, coolest adaptation fact ever. And like, I mean,
And I have a real fixation with adaptations. I think they're so cool.
yeah, you like taught that.
Yeah, like,
Didn't you?
yeah. I mean, first graders. Let's not say it was like
Yeah,
college,
but still, like,
I think an adaptation is so cool.
That's such a cool thing for
It's
a first
cool little
grader to
fact.
learn.
Yeah. And so how I didn't know this whale one, I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm kind of knowledgeable on adaptation. But anyways, so that struck our fascination with facts.
Yes.
Because then we're like, I need to know all the facts.
Yeah.
So we get into this Uber, and how did we even begin the conversation with him that spiraled?
The water. So well, actually first.
No, it was the 8 islands.
Well, but remember, the first thing that made us think that he must know a lot about Hawaii was because we were like, we thought it might rain over here. And he's like, oh, it's cloudy and rainy up on this mountain every single day. And that's where the water comes from.
He said, oh, and that's where
it's
they get
the purest
their
water you can get because they literally
how they do it.
So then we're like, so
Which
were
is
you
so
born and raised
cool
here? Yeah,
when you
really
think about
is.
when he was explaining that they have the purest water from the top of the mountain because it rains every day there, and how they like. It's actually freaking cool.
Yeah, he's like, you can drink the water out of any faucet here. It literally comes straight from like the mountain.
And I'm like, oh
we
my
were like,
God.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And so then we asked him if he was born and raised in Hawaii. And he said yes. Right. And come to find out later, after we have this like massive conversation with him, he's educating us. He like owned a tour guide business for like 47 years on the island. So he was really knowledgeable, but he didn't even tell us that until like way later in the conversation. We're like, wow. But okay, so all the facts we learned, where do we start?
We started out, the first fact, we started talking about how we were telling him, we're like, this is going to sound really dumb. And we don't mean to sound dumb or ignorant, but we're like, we just learned today that the big island is actually Hawaii, and there's the islands of Hawaii and the island of Hawaii.
Yes.
And so when people say they're going to Hawaii, I'm like, but did you go to a Hawaiian island or did you go to Hawaii? Because we were on Hawaii.
We were on Oahu.
Oahu.
Yeah.
That's right. Oahu.
Yeah.
So there's like a bunch of different islands, 8 that are like main islands. There's 120 like
137
something like little islands, but there's like 8 that are like inhabited in some sense.
Yeah.
But 2 of those 8 are not open to visitors or people or even like locals.
Yeah.
They are like indigenous tribes who have lived there.
And remember, we also were asking him, because you and I on the beach, we were kind of researching the islands.
Yeah.
And we were like, so people just like can buy islands of Hawaii, even though they're part of the United States technically. And he's like, yeah, nobody really understands.
Idaho.
Yeah.
But we did look that up.
Yeah, and it was because it's
saying
only certain territories or something.
Certain islands you would be able to purchase because of the way that they're like, but not all of them.
Because one of the big islands of the 8 is owned by a family.
This is the one where the indigenous people are on and they don't leave.
You guys, this is so crazy.
But when I looked it up later, it looks like now it's a little bit more common to come and go. But for a long time,
really,
yeah, they did not leave. They don't understand there's a whole outside world. Like they don't have any technology, nothing. Like they don't.
The only people that are there are people who have been born there,
right? And they don't really get sick or anything because no disease or germ has. I mean, they probably get like whatever. But anyway, so we went on and on about that and how that was so bizarre. And so that's one of the islands.
They literally like don't have technology.
Right.
They live off the land. They like, we're talking like long time ago times. And their tribe leader or whatever.
Like chief.
The chief at one point, he was telling us, left to go somewhere and they wouldn't let him back.
He went to the United States, to the States.
Oh, right.
And a lot of that, I was reading it like, sometimes that happens because they need to like, which I'm not sure what they need to negotiate or talk about or what, like maybe it was health. I don't know.
It seems like a lot of gray between like Hawaii and like the actual U.S. Like it kind of operates as its own country. So that was
another thing he said, basically. He was like, oh, the fact that it's a state in Hawaii or in United States, he's like, that's literally just paper. We don't.
It's a completely different culture.
It's a whole different.
Yeah.
And it's basically run by Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, and that's what he was saying. He's like, yes, Hawaii is the United States, but it's absolutely not the United States.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to hear. And he was saying, honestly, only 2% of Hawaii is Native Hawaiians.
Yeah.
And a very big chunk is like Japanese.
American.
Yeah.
84%, I think he said right now.
Something like that.
Which was interesting. And Lauren and I were talking about that because we've both been to Hawaii before.
I've been to Maui.
Yeah, which is much
One of the
more just like
islands.
lush, like.
Yeah.
And I have been to Oahu before, but we stayed at the
there's no
Disney resort.
Yeah. Well, just in Maui, there's no like city, whereas in
Right.
Oahu, there's
Right.
this is their city center.
Right. But it's really kind of crazy, like how Japanese everything is in Hawaii. Like you go to
Now in Maui,
any convenience
felt
store.
very much less so.
Really?
I thought like I knew that there was like a large Japanese like population.
Yeah.
But it felt a lot less, and maybe it's just because we like were at the resort most of the time and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like it's not city like how
Right.
there was, so we didn't
Right.
explore it. We explored like we went hiking into waterfalls and like it was just very different. But in Oahu, you're very immersed into the culture.
Yes. And
And so-
everything is like, I mean, like down to the snacks and the candy and like everything. Like it is very much Japanese, which is actually very
It was
cool.
actually
but
really
I just
cool.
didn't really like
I don't think I
realize
realized that.
how truly much influence
Same.
Hawaii is by the Japanese, which does make total sense because it's all their tourism, really. So all their money comes from
And he
there.
said that's how it started, like tourism, and then now it's like lots that live there and are, you know. So
and
that was
fun
really
fact,
cool.
the reason that so many Japanese Americans live on Hawaii is because way back in the day, they came to Hawaii for plantation work. Right? Wasn't that the like way back when? And that was another reason.
That is another island that you can't visit. The two islands are one where the tribe is on, and the other one is where the Dole plantation used to be.
Right.
And who did we say bought that? Amazon. It was like a big company. I can't remember. But anyways, that's another one that is not like people don't live there. We also learned that Oahu is the one that has like the main big hospital where if you need the surgery or imaging or anything like that. Like the other, like Maui has the small hospital where like, what do they call it? It's not like critical care. It's
like
like
a medical center.
Yeah, it's
right?
acute care.
Yes, yes.
So if you have anything major, he was saying like, oh yeah, I pick up at the airport all the time because people have appointments and stuff. And we were like, wait, what? Like they fly to and from for $20 from island to island for their appointments. And we were just like baffled by that. It's so crazy to me. So we spent a lot of time unpacking that.
Yeah.
And then after unpacking that, we somehow got to
trees,
the beautiful vegetation. Because we were talking about Maui and I was like, oh, it's such beautiful vegetation. And he's like, oh, you know that 80% of the vegetation here is imported. And we were like, what do you mean imported? And he said, all the trees and the landscape you see, like not up on the mountains where the rainforest is.
Not the rainforest, but like any other trees.
If you are down on the ground and you see trees and landscaping, it is imported.
On barges.
On barges from different places like Africa,
Australia,
Polynesia. Anyways, because we were like, wait a minute, that is so crazy. He's like, yeah, there's maybe like one thing that's like native to Hawaii, the rest is not.
And there's one tree too that he specifically said that Hawaii tries to say is indigenous to Hawaii, and it's not. It's from somewhere else, and I looked that up. And it checked out. But he was like, when I was a kid, there were literally no trees. It was just like lava rock. And we were just so mind blown because the whole time we were there, we were just in awe of the trees.
Which when he said that, it made sense because when we were in Maui, we did the road to Hana, and like halfway there, which you'd have to stay overnight if you did all the way and back. It is, and a main stop is called the Black Sand Beach because it's all like lava, like from lava rock. It's
that was
like ground
another
up
thing.
sand,
They
and it
bring
was really
in
freaking
all
cool.
the sand.
Yes, so we learned that they bring in a big chunk of sand from Australia to their beaches
because it's all rock.
Because it's lava rock,
which was kind of crazy. Like we went to two different beaches, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. They're not far away from each other, but the sand in these two places were so different,
and the water was two different things.
Yeah,
and that's just because of like location.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was really neat. So we learned a lot from him.
Wait, we have to talk about the homeless people.
Yeah, I was going to say, so we're nearing the end of the ride.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest. I think that they do that.
Yeah.
But I also think that I need to do more research.
I know. Basically,
You're not going to see it anywhere. We're not going to find the research. That's the problem.
thing.
But I still need to like look into it a little bit more.
Yeah. So he basically said that how how did we get on that subject though? I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, it's because I asked him if a lot of drugs come through. I was just like curious about that because I feel like Hawaii is just kind of this like, it's like kind of run by Japan, but it's technically a U.S. state, and it feels like there's a lot of like
It's
gray
remote, and it's
area.
gray, yeah.
So I was asking him if a lot of drugs are trafficked through Hawaii, and he brought up homeless people, and he pretty much said that the
He said
state
it
of
didn't
Oregon
used to be.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
didn't used to be as many drugs, but then he said, but now
Homeless
with more
people.
homeless people,
And then
There
he
are.
casually just says, "Yeah, the state of Washington and Oregon, they ship all their homeless people here,
they ship a good amount. They give them a one-way ticket to Hawaii.
and they just send them out."
Yeah. So when I looked up online, what is out there for the public to
Yeah.
see is they claim that Hawaii has, and I'm saying this with quotes, allegedly, Hawaii has this program where they like reconnect people with their family there, and so that's the spin they're giving it online.
Yeah.
But he's saying that that's not the case. They
Yeah.
just ship them there and leave them, and
And Hawaii's okay with it because they get funding for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But in turn, he was saying there's a lot more like not so much crime, but more so drugs and
violence,
stuff.
Yeah.
But he was also saying about Hawaii that it's very like neighborhood based. Like people don't leave their area. Like a lot of people native to there aren't like roaming in and out of Waikiki and here and there.
Yeah.
Like, because I said like, oh, do you just like go over to Maui all the time and stuff? And he was saying like people come for appointments and back, but
really,
it's
yeah.
not like people are very stay in their area apparently. And
yeah.
I heard two different people say that.
I know. It's
And I was like, wait,
interesting.
that's so crazy.
I know.
He was saying his son. He's like, oh no, he's never left that
He
area.
never really leaves. He goes to work and he's just happy where he is, I guess. But
Right. And he found somebody he married in the town. And like, it was kind of crazy to me. I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to
that's
think
just
if there
the way
was
of life there.
anything else he shared with us that was like riveting.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Those were like my main points where I
Yeah.
was like, what in the world?
Yeah. So then we get out of his car and we're like, wow, thank you.
Yeah. And we're like, can we call you tomorrow? Like, how do we get back in touch? We still have a lot of questions.
Right.
So we got out and that's what we talked about all night. We sat there talking about all of our facts.
Yeah.
And
Summer I Turned Pretty.
I was going to say that night, then we had wine and watched Summer I Turned Pretty, which it was an hour episode. Took us probably 2.5 hours because we paused and talked through the whole thing.
I
Which
went
was
and
fun,
stood in
but-
the Stussy line.
Yes, you did go to Stussy.
There was a Stussy like flagship pop-up type thing it was like steps from
was
the
really
lobby of
close.
our hotel, and every day there was like a line out the door. I had never even heard of it.
hadn't
Lauren
either.
hadn't either. And I sent my oldest a picture and I was like, have you heard of this brand? And he's like, yeah, that's on my birthday list. And I was like, oh God,
We're like, Lordy
damn it.
be. Of course they know more than us.
Yeah, but it's a brand that was apparently really big in the 90s, and it's really making a comeback. And
It was like a skater type brand or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, it's
Almost like a
skater, and it like got big because of like it's like art and stuff.
yeah, but when I tell you there's really nothing
It's very
crazy
odd
about it. I just
It's one of those like it's like a freaking what's it called? It's like a Labubu effect. It's like
that's exactly what it is.
you go
People buy into that there's a line. They only let so many people. They only bring out so much each day. So if you get there and they don't have it, like even if it's in the back, like that's all that's coming out that day.
Which is also kind of false. They have a lot of stuff in there that they like you don't take stuff off the rack. They go get it for you in the back. But the Honolulu specific stuff, they only have so many a day. And so when I went, it was at the end of the day and there were only like 3 Honolulu sweatshirts left. And one of them just so happened to be a medium. I got real lucky there. But yeah, I think it's just like the
Apparently it's
scarcity
like the
effect.
t-shirts
Yeah.
with the specific locations logo.
Yes.
Is what people like collect and whatnot.
Because you can't get those online. You can only get those. Like you can only get
At their
it in
flagship
this
stores.
one Honolulu store
Yeah.
that just so happened to be in our lobby.
So anyways, she went down there. I just stayed in the room. You decided last minute. You like called me when you were down there. You're like, I'm gonna go to Stussy. I'm like, okay.
Well, I went down to get wine at the
Yeah.
ABC store.
Yeah. Well, here we go.
And it was right there. And
I
I
was like,
didn't
you should
really
go.
see a long line.
Yeah. So I just kind of lounged around for a minute. I probably should have come stood in line, but I already had my pajamas on.
No.
And so then she came back. We watched Summer I Turned Pretty. Yapped through the whole thing. and noticed that they have the same lamp.
Oh my
in
God.
The video
The fact
as
that
here.
you noticed that.
That was crazy. So that was fun. And then the next day, our flight was later in the day. So we were like, all right, we could do something in the morning, though.
Yeah. It
And
wasn't
that's-
until 9 p.m.
Yeah. And that was a beach Elizabeth suggested because she was in that area prior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool. It's called
Secret?
Paradise Cove.
Paradise Cove, Secret Cove. There's like
Yeah.
the show,
But it's over by like the Four Seasons and the Disney
Disney, yeah.
Aulani Resort.
It's like by where some of the resorts are that aren't down in Waikiki.
Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Same.
But anyway, it's like this. When we went, a few people had told us to go walk down to this like beach because apparently it's a really good place to see sea turtles. And it's also just like literally the most gorgeous beach you've ever seen.
Well, it's the coast. It's not like the first place we went where it was like straight beach. This had like almost like a rock wall.
Yeah.
So it was so calm in there. You could just like hang because there were no waves because the rocks stopped them.
Yes.
So it was a cove. So the water was super clear in there because there's no like waves wrestling it up. So it was truly, you could see the bottom of it.
I was kind of nervous because I haven't been there in 5 years. And I was like, what if this freaking cove is like not
when we first
nice
walked in,
anymore?
there was like
a
piles of
pile
trash
of
and we were
trash,
like,
and I could
whoa.
tell Lauren was like, what the
No,
fuck?
you looked at me and you're like, and I was like, let's just keep walking. I'm sure it'll be good.
Well, first of all, you have to get dropped off like in a parking lot.
It's like random. It doesn't look like a beach entrance, first of all.
You kind of got to like know that it's there. So he drops us off in the parking lot. Then you walk down this like walkway that's like trees. And then right before you walk onto the beach, there's like all this trash, which it's nice that they have trash bags there, but it did not look nice.
It just hadn't been picked up yet.
Yeah. Then you keep walking and you are like, oh my God.
So we keep walking, and this guy we pass is like, watch out for the seal. I'm like, okay, I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
We get down to the beach, and there's a full-blown seal sleeping on the beach.
Oh my God, he was so cute. And
He
then
was
his
so cute.
friend pulled up.
Yeah,
and
this
there were
friend
two
rolled
of
up halfway
them.
through. They just laying by each other. It was so cute. So we saw lots of wildlife there, and we
That
just
really
floated
was
around.
super cool.
That place was beautiful.
Yeah, it was like fake. It's like the most gorgeous. I mean,
It was so pretty.
It's just so pretty. Yeah, and there's like almost like within the rocks, it's almost like a natural like lazy river, and it's really
it was.
calm. So we like had our floaties and we were just like floating around. There's like this other little beach
And our
that you
floaties had a
can't.
little drink holders.
Yes.
We had our drink. We just
Yes.
genuinely floated.
Oh,
It was wondrous.
so
And then I got
freaking nice.
sunscreen in my eye, and we had to get Visine that was, I swear to God, made of what nail polish remover or something. Because I put it in my eye, and my eye started burning. I was freaking out. And Elizabeth's like, open your eye. I'll put it in. She opens up my eye. She's dropping it in. I'm like, no, my eyes are on fire. You need to stop.
We
So
looked
then-
so ridiculous.
Oh, we looked ridiculous. So then we get in the Uber later after we ate. And Elizabeth's like, can I have some of that Visine? And she's
It
like, it is burning my
hurt.
eye. I'm like, I told you.
I wonder if it was like expired or
I don't
something.
know, but that was wild. I feel like my eyes were about to burn out of my sockets.
Yeah, mine, it didn't hurt me that bad, but it definitely burned a little. Like, I was like, that's not what Visine's supposed to feel like on your eyes.
because I just wanted to rinse out my eyes. I was literally on fire.
Meanwhile, I'm like standing over her in this like public like table area,
yeah.
like, open your eyes.
She's pulling my eye open, dropping more in. I'm like,
She can't even
she thinks I'm
open
doing
her
it wrong. I'm like, I can't open my eye. Like, you don't understand. She's like, you're
She's
being a
also
baby.
like publicly taking a whore bath in the middle.
Okay, yeah. So again, because I got sunscreen in my eye, I had all this sunscreen on me. It was making me feel sticky. So I had face wipes. So I was just wiping down my skin, and I was just like, "Can you stop doing that? You're freaking me out."
She looked like a homeless person that was
I
shipped
did,
in
but I
from
was like
Oregon.
getting grossed out because we were going to the airport, and I was like, "I need to wipe down. I'm not going to the airport with all this sunscreen on me."
Oh, yeah.
So we went, yeah, and then we left. We went back, got our luggage, and we left. And we get on the flight home. We slept. I slept most of the flight. I took to Thailand OPM, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna sleep on the way home. So we get back, and they over the announcements, they're like, everybody could keep their seat. We have an ambulance coming for a medical emergency on the plane. If you'll just let her and her husband off. So we get off, and Elizabeth and I actually didn't sit together on this flight because we were the last ones to board. So we were in completely different sections. So we get off the flight, and I say to Elizabeth, I'm like, oh my God, I wonder what happened to that lady. And she goes, oh, she passed out. And I was like, how do you know that? And she's like, oh, because I passed out in the back. And I'm like, what? You passed out? She's like, yeah, I passed out back there. And I'm like, why on earth did you not have the flight attendant come get me? And she's like, yeah, he asked if I was flying with somebody, and I told him, she's probably sleeping.
I mean, I just didn't know what it was. Only just going to induce like anxiety for you. Like, it's not like there's anything you could have done.
So here I was,
and you were probably sound asleep.
So I would have like come to check on you or ask somebody if they'd trade seats so I could like monitor. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, pause right here. I'm like,
well, when he asked me that too, I was like literally like in mid pass out, and I was like, no, just stop talking to me. Like, I'm literally like,
and not to mention she had a sweatshirt on with nothing else. I would have traded you shirts so you could have cooled up. Like, why you didn't think to have him come get me? And I felt so bad because I was like, oh my God, I was just snoozing up there.
Yeah.
So anyways, we had the revelation as we got off that Elizabeth also passed out on this flight. I'm like, what in the world?
Well, I got up to go to I honestly think it was like a combination of dehydration because we had been in the blazing sun for 2 straight days. And I hadn't drank enough water.
No.
And then also I was really claustrophobic where I was sitting. And so I got up to go to the bathroom, and I like almost fell asleep on the toilet of the airport bathroom. And then when I stood up, I got like really, really lightheaded.
Not airport,
airplane. Yeah. And I am kind of a fainter. Like I know when it's happening. And so right when I walked out, I was back there by the flight attendants, and I just
you can
was
tell
like,
when it's coming on too. You're like, damn
I'm
it.
about to collapse. And they were like, okay. And they got me
There
ice.
also had to be something about a quick change in elevation if 2 people passed out.
I know.
Like, that seems odd. I don't know anything about planes, but like there had to be something like a quick change or something.
I know. So he let me sit next to him and like talk to me for a minute, and he had a big bag of ice on the back of my neck, which my skin was so hot and I was sweating so bad. I could literally feel the ice melting on my back.
And you're like sweating and just like,
Yeah. So,
but then we went on to a whole spiral.
On an airplane.
Yeah, well, we went on a whole spiral about that. Like how really, if you get sick on an airplane or something happens, like, I mean, there's just the flight attendants. It's not like there's like
there ain't nowhere to land.
You're
when
in
you're
the middle of the water.
of the ocean. Yeah, which is actually kind of
scary.
freaky.
And they've had people die on airplanes for that reason.
Like, what if you were like legit like having a heart attack? Like, you can't just
you
do
have to
an
hope there's a
emergency
nurse
landing.
or doctor on the
Yeah.
And you can when you're like over a state, like the nearest airport, but like
not in the middle of Hawaii in the U.S. Yeah, the mainland.
We're now calling it the mainland. Because that's how they refer to it. They don't say like, they're like, oh, she went to the mainland. Or over at the mainland, we're like, oh, it's the mainland.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got back to the mainland, and we were excited to tell everybody about Market, and
it was so much fun.
We had a great time.
Yeah. I think that it took me pretty much a full week to bounce back. The way back was rough because we took the red eye, and I felt so out of it. Like Saturday, Sunday, I was okay. Monday, Tuesday, I felt like I was in the
like it hit me more Monday,
Twilight
Tuesday
zone. Yeah.
Monday, I woke up and I was like, I could not get up. It was so hard.
Oh, that's how I was Tuesday. But today was the first day that I feel like I really am normal, and it's a week after we got home, technically.
Yeah, but it takes a little bit to adjust.
It was worth it.
It was so worth it. And honestly, I felt fine the whole weekend when we first got back.
Yeah.
It was like Monday that it kicked in, and then it just took a day to adjust. So it's fine.
So basically, we walked off the flight from Hawaii and entered into crazy holiday season for us. And we're so really excited about it.
We've got some good stuff coming. We have our Retreat 21 pop-up coming. If you haven't got tickets yet, head to our website and you can go to the events page and get a ticket for that.
Yes, it's going to be so fun.
So much cute stuff. So anyways, we will see you guys next week. And we hope everybody has a great week.
Like and subscribe and download. See you later.
Leave a comment.
Bye-bye.